Hey, welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. Well, another one. So the last episode, whatever it was, 148 I think it was, I intended it to be literally 5 minutes. I was just trying to get up to speed with, you know, the latest coding agents and things like that. It ended up being 20 minutes. I mean, crikey, if anybody actually listened through that, I think you deserve a medal and an Amazon voucher maybe. But anyway, maybe that's a way to get people to listen, isn't it? But anyway, the idea is I do want to make this 5 minutes, so I'm going to get on with it. But it's the bit I try to cram too much into that last one, and the one thing that I wanted to focus in, well, there's a few things, but I'm going to split them up into separate episodes. This one's about skills, or specifically agent skills. But before you dart away again and go, oh, not again, it's not necessarily just for coding, actually, which is quite an interesting perspective. So skills. Okay, this was another one from Anthropic, the people who make Claude. So you must know about Claude now. And certainly in the development world, Claude Code, with Claude Opus, the model that 4.6 is the latest one, I think, which seems to be just the coding master. But in my opinion, Codex from OpenAI, ChatGPT Codex is really, really good. I'm going to have to do a combination thing where I try both of those at some point. But anyway, skills. Anthropic are the people also that created MCP, Model Context Protocol, which is this USB for AI apps, as they keep calling it, where you can connect services and apps up to your AI agents, basically. But skills is from Anthropic as well. They're doing really well, aren't they? They're creating these fundamental platform level sort of like protocols and ways of doing things. And the idea is that it's really just a folder structure. Okay, so in a coding sense, you can have a folder structure with certain skills, and they're really easy. They're essentially markdown text format. If you don't know what that is, don't worry, I'll put a link in. It's just text ultimately, and there's a very opinionated way of how you put a name and a description basically for that skill. And the skill can be as simple as you know, my color scheme for my website is this, or things like that. So it can be really basic skills, but skills can actually relate to other skills. So you could have a skill to say, I always create my application in this sort of structure. Within that skill can call, if you like, a sub-skill, a sub-agent skill, basically. And the good thing as well is, even though these skills at the moment that I've been explaining are all textual, like system prompts, you know, so when you're doing prompting, you can have, you are an expert in this. So, but these skills, there's a really good aspect to them. They're progressively loaded. So the name and the description, that's why each skill has to have a name and a description, because when you're working in your AI agent, whether it's through the Claude desktop or in VS Code or in your other, whatever flavor of languages that you've got, wherever you've got your chatbot basically for your AI, that's where you can, when you've referencing these things and talking about these things, these skills are progressively loaded. And the big problem in the past was when you try to load all of these like MCPs on all of these skills, your context window, in other words, the amount of text getting sent to the AI, really increased, and that costs money, it costs tokens, blah, blah, blah. So skills are really good. And a skill can also reference a snippet of code, some CSS, a color scheme. But like I said, so you can have these nested levels of skills that are really just files in a hierarchical tree. But like I said, they're great for coding to get standards in there as well. But you don't have to use it just for coding. Just think of you're always creating some marketing or sales stuff that you want to also always include certain references or documents or whatever it might be. You can use skills in that way as well. And I've seen some really good examples of this. I'll try to put the links in the show notes. But I just wanted to really, I've already gone over 5 minutes, but it's skills. And the good thing is, even though Anthropic created it, people who make Claude, it's an open standard. So it's already adopted in OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gemini from Google, obviously Claude and Claude Desktop and everything that goes with that. But also their coding aspects. So if you've got the plugins to Visual Studio Code or JetBrains Rider or whatever it might be. So anyway, that's what I've got. I've already gone over a minute. Skills. I'll put some links below. There's some really cool get you started skills as well. So hopefully if you check those out and let me know, see what you think of them. Okay, and wherever you are, have a good day, a good week, and I will catch you on the next one.